Hi Libra, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol and this is going to be a general reading. There's no date on the reading, so I trust that when it comes to your feed, it's meant for you. And in today's reading, we're going to be doing a general check-in, and I'm going to be using the Curious Travel Tarot, and I'm going to clarify it with the Light Seers deck. And yeah, we're going to begin with a situation, issue that you're dealing with right now. So let's have one card right now. It looks like they want two cards for you. So you have the Star and the Two of Swords for the situation that you're dealing with right now. And I want to know now what's coming up from your shadow to heal. Now, this is definitely something that's sitting in your unconscious. It's something that you're not aware of. And it is driving and having the most impact on this situation right now. And, or whatever you're dealing with. And, you know, I think we as humans tend to think it's sort of something that's on the outside that's causing all of our issues and our, you know, situations that are coming up with us, but it's actually something that's coming up from your unconscious. And so, yeah, so let's see. We're going to ask for one card for that. And you get the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands. And then I'm going to ask for some guidance from the tarot. And, you know, this healing journey is a process, so it's going to give you something that is going to get you, you know, going in the right path, the right track, because you're not going to, I'm not going to give you a magical pill here, but it's going to be something that you can start to heal. So one card for Libra, and you get the Sun in reverse, the Sun in reverse. All right, so let's get some clarifiers for these. I'm going to ask for 1 to 2 cards, and I've pre-shuffled these before I came on. So let's have something for the Star and the Two of Swords. Oh, I picked up the other deck that I told you I would use the Light Seers. I picked up the Rider-Waite deck. All right, let's try this again. Let's ask for clarifiers for the Star and the Two of Swords. There's one there. I think actually that might be okay. Oh, one other one. Okay, so you have the King of Wands and the Seven of Swords. That was funny. I was thinking of that card before I came on. Page of Wands. Couple cards for that. I have not used this Light Seers deck in a long time. When I first started tarot about a year ago, it was my favorite deck. 6 of Cups. And I have the large one, but it just was spitting out 2 cards at a time. They were sticking together just because of what they're made of. And you have the Justice card. I can still see the small one is a little bit like it, the Knight of Wands in reverse, where it spits out a few cards too many. But so it's going to be a bit of a longer reading for you, Libra. The Sun card, a couple cards. Yeah, so it's weird going back to it. I absolutely loved it. And but because I shuffle, it's not good when they stick together and they come out. I didn't trust it, but we'll see. Seems better. Okay, a couple here. Now, not talking. Oop, that one was wanting to come out. And one more. There we go. I think that one wanted to. Okay. All right, so you have the Temperance card and the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what situation are you sitting with right now? I have the Star card coming out. So the Star card with the Two of Swords. The Star card is definitely situation that you're sitting with right now. You're doing some healing. Or maybe you're recognizing that you need to heal. And, you know, sometimes we can really push that down and avoid it. And I know myself, you know, I was just going through something myself. And it was just like, you know, I've been doing this for 7.5 years, this healing journey. And when I know there's something coming up, in my case, it's, you know, it's a memory that's coming up for me, and I will just avoid going there. You know, I'll get on my phone, which I did, and I'll scroll. And so, you know, there's some healing that's going on for you. And I want you to notice how this individual has their foot, just the one foot in the water. And it's not something that, and I did talk about it right at the beginning before I came on, you know, this is it's a journey, and that's why they call it the healing journey. It's not something that you're done all your healing. And you know, when people say that, and I hear that, it's like, I'm done all my healing of, you know, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as being done your healing. You're always growing, and you're always going deeper, deeper. Like, you know, take for example, loneliness. I've gone in loneliness and, you know, come out, and then I've hit it again, and I can go deeper, and I'll go, you know, I've been, I don't know how many bouts of loneliness I've had, but you go deeper and you go deeper. So you're sitting here healing with the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords talks about, you know, first of all, it's like this mental energy, and these swords are crossed because they're usually crossed in the Rider-Waite deck over the person's heart with a blindfold on, and it looks like this cow's eyes are closed, actually. And I know, I don't think it's a bull, but I looked at it the other day, and I thought maybe it's kind of like that expression of stubborn like a bull. Just kind of like you're just not wanting to, deal with something. There's some real mental energy going on in your head, but it's like, you know, you need to get to this, but you're not wanting to deal with it. And I can see what's going on, and it's exactly what goes on for me when this happens. Is your King of Wands is coming out, and your King of Wands is my king in my deck is my ego self, your ego self. And so your ego is blocking this. There's like no way you're going there, because the wand is always about the direction you're meant to go in. And this king comes out, your ego self says, no, you're not going there. No, we're not going there. And I'll often get on the computer, and I journal on my computer, and I'll write, no, you're not going there, because that's a voice. The ego self is a part of me, and so I'll have to give it a voice. I give it a voice all the time. No, you're not going there. And the next card that comes out is the Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords talks about this individual. It's called the Thief card. It's running away with all these feathers, right? He's got a sword in his hand. He's running with it. And swords is like I said, our mental energy. And this is this individual that is inherited. In this picture, it's like it's stolen all these mental thoughts, these mental opinions, that people have given them throughout their entire life. And so this is you kind of in your head, up in your head right here, saying all these things about yourself, right? And that's what the ego self will do. It'll tell you all kinds of things to yourself of why you should not do this healing, right? Why? And you know, it's a lot of times it'll keep you up in your head. Keep you spinning up in your head so that you don't go into your body and feel what you need to feel. And so that's what's going on with you right now. Now, what is driving this? We're going to look at your shadow, your unconscious, because that is what's having the biggest impact on this. So we start off with the Page of Wands, and the page in my deck, there's 4 of them. They're our inner children. And this particular page, the Page of Wands, is that little part of you, 4, 5, 6 years old, that knew who you were when you were younger. And not only did they know who they were, but they knew what direction they were meant to go into. We come on this earth knowing what we're supposed to do, where we're supposed to go. But unfortunately, things happen to us when we're younger, and it kind of gets, you know, put away, or we get kind of steered in a different direction. And I'm seeing here that the Six of Cups comes out here right after this Page of Wands. And the Six of Cups is actually, if you look at this card in an upright position, it's my inner child card as well. And you can see this this man reflecting on, you know, what he was like when he was a child. You know, he's been with this dog his whole life. And or maybe he, well, might be not his whole life, because that would make the dog very, very old, but maybe he has a dog and he remembers what it was like when he had a dog. As you know, it's bringing back memories here. And so you have two inner children card here, two inner children card right side by side. And so there are some younger parts of you that need healing. When any of these cards come up, my pages or this card, this tells me that there's some real healing needs to be done with your inner children. They need to be heard. They need to be listened to. They need to be understood, and you need to give them a voice. And that means they have emotions. They have memories. They have trauma that they hold in your shadow. And they're coming up here for you. That's what's coming up here for you to heal, are these inner children that are trying to get in contact with you, that are trying to tell you this message right here. And there's some real so when you were younger, you had these inner children, so there must be something behind here as to why these inner children are trying to get in touch with you. I think there was a real need on your part to bring justice, to bring, you know, the justice card comes out here, and it talks about bringing some sort of understanding to something, and it's in your shadow. So there's something here that you need to understand that only your inner children have the answer to. There's something that you need to know here. Maybe there's a piece of some sort of information that's missing for you to get at what you're trying to get at right here. And it ends with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, again, you have another wand. There's two wands here. And this wand is the Knight. The Knight is the, I call it, all the four knights in the deck, I call them my freedom fighters. They're a part of you, and everybody has this part. It's that part that, think of an adolescent that wanted to be free, wanted to have nothing more, to be free, to be their authentic self, and they did not want to be controlled in any way. They wanted freedom from their pain. And so I'm seeing here that you might have come from a situation where you had a childhood that was controlling, and where you just you weren't able to speak your truth when you were younger, right? Because here's this justice card that wants to come out. You did not have a chance. You did not have a chance to speak your truth. And I think when that happens, you can have these younger parts of us that are sitting in us, like these two parts right here, that are feeling quite hopeless because they had something, they knew they were supposed to do something, they knew they were supposed to go in a certain direction, and yet something happened where they couldn't go in that direction. And they're wanting here some real freedom to go towards that authenticity of yours. And that's why I think there's this real drive in here that you're feeling, this real pull for you to go inwards so that you can get in contact, excuse me, with your inner children. And I do that through my journaling. I talk to my inner children all the time through my journaling. And so what's the advice from the tarot here? Well, it's interesting you get the Sun in reverse. Sun in reverse in an upright position. The Sun is a beautiful card. It looks like this woman is actually, you know, just so comfortable on this horse, like she's actually like sunbathing or something on the, you know, she's just so comfortable, just taking in the sun, the joy of the sun. And the Sun card for me represents pure childhood joy of what it means to be a child again. And so I'm wondering if that's why your younger children are coming out here, because they're sitting here, you know, they need healing. And yet you've got this, the universe says, well, you know, maybe it's time that you looked at, you know, what sort of joy do you need to bring in your life? when I first started this journey, my own therapist said to me, like I was saying to her, I don't know what joy is, and I don't even know what it means. I don't even know what I liked as a child. I don't even know what because I was trying to find some direction in my life. And I thought, I don't even know what I wanted to do. And she said, well, why don't you write to them? Why don't you ask them what they want to do? What brings them joy? And I'm like, okay. And I always tell the story on my videos, not all of them, but some of them. And so I wrote to my inner child, and they told me they wanted a doll. They wanted a little dolly. And I thought, oh, okay. This is, 7 years ago maybe. And so I actually went out and bought a doll at Walmart, and I was, it wasn't a lot, it was slim pickings, but it was like, I picked out a doll, and I ended up for about a year sleeping with that doll when things were really tough, and, even rocking with that doll, because to me, it was my inner child that I was taking care of, that needed me at the time. And so this is what this card's coming out for. What is it that will bring your inner children joy? Because I think there's some real middle ground, this Temperance card that comes out next for you. Like, I think you're you may be like somebody that's really, either like the black or the white, right? We're trying to bring some focus in and trying to bring you to a place where your focus is more on these inner children and finding out what it is that they need from you, because the Five of Swords is coming up here right now, and it's in reverse, and the Five of Swords speaks about this individual right here in an upright position. You can see that there's like this battle that's been lost, and it just looks like they're dealing with so much shame from what has just happened. And you have this person in the background that's like cheering them on, cheering themselves on, actually. I call this my bullying card. And this is the victim right here. The Rider-Waite deck, it's the other way around. I find the victim way at the back, and it was confusing me a bit. But this is very much a card of feeling unworthy and feeling a lot of shame. And so the shame that you're probably feeling is the shame of these inner children right here. And so there's some real healing that needs to take place around this unworthiness and this shame that's you've been dealing with. And it's coming from this, when you were younger, when you weren't allowed to, go in the direction you wanted to go into, because that brings a lot of I don't matter. If you were raised in a controlling environment, or you just weren't allowed to do what you want to do, and you didn't have the freedom. Your inner children didn't have the freedom to be who they wanted to be. So, Libra, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through right now. This is a very difficult journey, the healing journey, but it's the most important one in your life. So I will talk soon. Bye-bye.